Hi everyone, welcome to GitHub Copilot session. So today we are going to discuss about the modes that are available in GitHub Copilot. So there are three important modes when you install GitHub Copilot. When you integrate GitHub Copilot to your IDE, you can see three different modes like this. So this is VS Code, where I have integrated GitHub Copilot so that I can see the GitHub Copilot chat panel, and there are three important modes. So one is ask mode, edit mode, and agent mode. Let's see what exactly these modes are. So what is ask mode? So in the ask mode, you just ask a question so that it will give a quick answer and it will give a code snippet without changing the files. So this mode just thinks and talks to you. It answers questions, but it will never take any decisions or actions. So that is what the ask mode. And coming to edit mode. So here, Copilot suggests and makes specific code changes or improvements to your current files or current code snippet. If you just select the piece of code on your editor like this, and you can put you can select respective mode, and you can ask Copilot what exactly you are expecting. So based on the prompt that you are going to give, the Copilot will respond in a given mode. So in the edit mode, it will just make changes to the respective file or the selected code snippet, so that you will have complete control on the actions that GitHub Copilot is going to take. And coming to agent mode, so unlike ask mode, so this is in this mode, GitHub Copilot autonomously plans, edits, and runs commands across your entire project. It means it will talk to you and it will take decisions and it will take actions also on your project. So we should be very careful while using agent mode. So this is what the difference between ask mode, edit mode, and agent mode. Let's get into ask mode. Let's see one example for each mode and how it responds. So ask mode is the simplest mode. You just highlight the code and ask a question, and Copilot will explain it without changing anything. So this is useful for learning and quick clarifications. Let's say we have a code snippet. We have this particular class, calculator class, where we have multiple methods in this class. So you can ask different questions by selecting each method. So you can just ask, let's say you are just selecting or highlighting add method, and you can just ask explain this Java method. Or so you can ask any other question like, so there is a divide method. In this divide method, if you pass this b value as 0, if you pass this as 0, it will be like some number divided by 0. So what will happen if we pass 0? Let's ask Copilot. I'll just select this piece of code or this method, and I'll put Copilot in ask mode, and let me ask a question to this Copilot, and here explain this method and give suggestions. What if b is 0 here? Okay, I'll just hit enter and see. So it is working on it, and so it is giving some explanation. If you see that explanation, so the divide method performs integer division. So that is what it is explaining, and it takes two integers a and b, returns the results of dividing a by b. Okay, and the suggestion for a when b equals to 0, right? If we asked what if b equals to 0, so it is saying if b is 0, this will throw an arithmetic exception at runtime. Okay, and it is also giving some suggestions, right? If b equals to 0, you better throw illegal argument exception or arithmetic exception. Okay, right? So this is what it is, giving suggestions, but it is not making any changes here. It is just talking to you only. It is not taking any actions or taking any decisions. So this is what the ask mode, this is the simplest mode. So where it will give some suggestions and it will interact with you as if a human being. So that is what the ask mode. And coming to edit mode is the targeted edit mode works for the targeted edits when you have a clarity which file I have to modify and what kind of changes I have to make. So if you have that clarity, you can go with edit mode. Let's ask to implement something to a particular method. So let me select this particular method and I'll just go with this issue only. So when b equals to 0, so it has to implement something. It has to make changes to this particular method. So we are discussing about the edit mode. I'll just change it to edit mode, and it is asking whether it has to flip to edit mode or not. I'll just give edit. So here, what question I'm going to ask is, so here this is add error handling for divide by 0 and place comments. Okay, so what I'm asking is, so I'm just asking Copilot, so to modify this particular method if b equals to 0, right? Add exception handling, add exception handling, and also add meaningful comments, right? I'm just hitting enter. Let's see what happens. So it is working on this particular method. If you see, it is making some changes and it is giving some suggestion here. Add exception handling to divide method to prevent division by 0. So when some value is divided by 0, so it will throw an exception. So what kind of exception is that? So that it is going to add. So it is trying to add, and before saving these changes, it is asking the user whether you have to keep these changes or not. I'll just put keep. See how beautifully it has added. So if b equals to 0, throw this particular arithmetic exception with meaningful message, right? So this is what it is doing, and it is not touching any other method. The other method it is not at all touching, right? And it has added the meaningful comments. So we have asked two things. One is when b is 0, how can we handle that particular exception and what kind of exception it has to throw. So it is giving all that suggestions, and at the same time it is placing some meaningful comments. So this is what the edit mode. In the edit mode, when you are very clear, when you are very particular on a code snippet or on a particular method, so you can just ask Copilot to make changes. So that is what edit mode. Coming to agent mode. So in the agent mode, this is most advanced mode. So instead of editing one file, it can make a project wide changes. It will make changes to multiple files. So that's why we should be very careful while using this agent mode. This is very useful mode, and it will go through the project and it will take decisions and it will make changes. So in this mode, let's give it a try with a particular changes. So I'll just ask create advanced calculator, create a separate advanced calculator class with the square root method in it, and update project and place meaningful comments and exception handling across all files in the project. Okay, so let's copy this and let me put the Copilot into agent mode, and I'll say yes, and I'm giving this context or prompt. So create a separate advanced calculator class with square root method and update project, and place meaningful comments, and explain and exception handling across, and implement handling across all files in the project. Right? Let me hit send button here and see what happens. So it is analyzing and it is working on it. Yeah, if you see this, it has created separate advanced calculator .java. That is what we have mentioned here, advanced calculator .java. And it has also created a square root method in it. That is what we asked, and it has placed all the comments. And if you see, so it has made all the comments. So this is what we were expecting, and it has made all the changes, and it has given meaningful comments, and also it has modified the method with the exception handling. So this is what the modes available in GitHub Copilot, and um, you can try all these modes, and you can check the differences. And on the whole, so ask mode is like so you can just interact with the GitHub Copilot, and it will give some suggestions, it will give code snippets, but it will not take any actions. So it is kind of LLM, which has a brain, and it can think and talk, but it cannot make any changes. It cannot take any decisions, and it will not take any actions. So that is what action mode. When it comes to agent mode, it can think and it can talk, and it can take decisions, and it can make any changes. So this is about the all three modes of GitHub Copilot, and thanks for watching.